Oh baby, oh baby, I am who I am, my name is my name, and welcome into another Heat video on my channel, man. Listen, the hair looks nuts, I know. Okay, I'm looking at my notes, sorry. I know the hair looks crazy. I'm trying to train my hair to do the a minute in the fuckboy flip. Is that what you call it? Where you get the loops right here? That's what I'm trying to do. I keep going to new barbers and they keep fucking me up, right? And I get the white guy tax on top. So the $45 haircut that costs $60 is probably worth $15 at the end of the day. They keep fucking my hair up anyways. Game one. All right, so let's just get straight into it. I was money on my takes about the series so far, right? And I think the best possible scenario for the blueprint to beat the Celtics is what happened in this game. And I'm not including the Jason Tatum 0 field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. I'm just adding in the play style, the way we played, how well we shot. And we're not going to shoot over 50% from the three-point line every game. Jimmy Butler, I'm not going to say he can't do that every game, but the impact he had, just like, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about Jimmy because that's repeatable. I feel like my whole thing was second guessing his ISOing at the end of the game where I thought our offense got stagnant when it was a 7-point game, 5-point game. He kept making the shot, you know, so I couldn't bitch that much. But in those possessions, you kind of overreact as a fan. And you're like, can we get the ball movement going again? But at the end of the day, who do you want taking the shot? Jimmy Butler or anybody else? One on the planet, but two on your own team. I wouldn't want anybody else shooting the ball. But my takes for this series, right? You know what? Here's a clip. And I think having that lob threat there isn't as important against us as it is against the 76ers because we're probably not going to play a lot of man defense against this team until they start hitting 45 threes. And what you see with Tatum a lot of times is he does shrink in big moments as we saw in the finals. I just think it's a hard matchup for them. The Boston Celtics do not like physicality, something the 76ers did not have. It would show up and then leave every quarter. You would see physicality. You would see intensity by the 76ers. You would see a lot of stuff that isn't going to happen with the Heat. And if it's close late with over 50 clutch games in the season, we're used to this. This is what we do. We're going to be able to force a lot of turnovers. Because that's the Heat thing anyways. This year we forced a lot of turnovers. And this is going to come down to what the 76ers had to deal with. Can you keep up with the shooting? They got more talent. They got more shooting. They're bigger than us. We got to try to run them out the gym. So I don't see us just, let's push the pace now. But if we do, I think we can run them out the gym. And I think we have a different Bam. That shit went to 7 last year. And Bam was a nobody. He wasn't doing shit. He had, I believe, one good game in 3 games with 10 points or less last year against the Celtics. Yeah, I mean, I was spot on, right? And there's some things I was wrong on in there, but not really. That was my main point. Another point that I made on, I don't do this in one take. This is one take, but usually I can't do this in one take, so I do different videos and I kind of work out my ideas, you know what I'm saying? Like comedians go on stage at clubs and they work out their ideas. I just forgot to bring it up because I said it 1,000 times on podcasts that obviously didn't make it the final cut. I was like, you know what Spo doesn't do? And I think I compared LeBron to him on my Western Conference Finals preview. I said, Spo doesn't get lost in the moment. He doesn't get lost in the game. He doesn't get caught watching the game. You know when a player gets caught watching the ball, you get backdoor cut? Spo isn't going to lose focus on the game. He's taking early timeouts, adjust this, adjust that. Oh, the zone's kind of getting beat up in the paint. We'll do a different coverage on that, a different rotation. Joe Mazzulla sat there in the third quarter and didn't take a single timeout. It's not even about having a timely timeout. He didn't take a single one. We scored a NBA playoff record of points in a quarter. 46 points in the quarter. And by the way, the more amazing stat, other than that one, sorry, I keep moving this screen. I'm so sorry. The one more amazing than that is we scored 46 points on 25 possessions. That makes no sense, bro. That makes zero sense. I don't know how we did that. I mean, obviously, if you look into it, it's forcing turnovers like I said we would do. It's also just people like Kevin Love making a difference. It's also, am I going to keep saying it's also? And it's a guy like Cody Zeller not playing for a little bit, you know? I didn't understand the substitution pattern until it hit my brain. Oh, he is sitting Bam this long because he wants him to play the entire fourth quarter. You know? And let's talk about that guy. Now, his ending stat line isn't pretty, right? But if you were to judge this game, just eyesight alone, don't look at a box score, who was more impactful, Jason Tatum or Bam Adebayo? And Bam did most of his work in the first half. I think he had 16 of his 20 in the first half. Who was more impactful offensively on this game? In totality, it's easily Bam with his defense, but offensively even, it's just Bam. You felt every point because it seems so unexpected because Bam Adebayo doesn't have some post bag, right? And people kind of think of him as a non-scoring guy who's just a roll man. They literally think he's a 6'9" Robert Williams that gets his stats juice. That's what, when they talk about Bam, that's what I hear from them. But they look at him as this two-way demon so they don't shit on his offense that bad. When in actuality, that's kind of what they're doing. Oh, Bam needs to be aggressive offensively, but I mean, if he gets them 17 points, he averaged 20 and 10. He's improved in scoring every year of his career. And dude, don't look at the tweets, please. Don't look at the tweets. But I said also, I apologize to Bam. I have really bad tweets about Bam. I'm not saying that he was trash or anything. He's not going to be trash. He's the best defensive player in basketball. And you can, make your own argument in different ways. But as a fan of a player like that, you have to say he's the best in the world if you watch him every night. It just seemed like they were being overly disrespectful to his offensive game, and they felt that. They felt that because last year, it's the same exact starting five that they had last year. And it's Robert Williams on Bam. What is Bam doing? He's kind of cooking his shit for now. This is one game. I never overreact. You can't overreact to a game as a fan because then you're just going to put yourself in a torture chamber. It's like, yeah, this is a sweep. I don't know about that, Also, Joe Mazzulla, I know it's like a fun narrative to say he doesn't know what he's talking about or what he's doing on the court. Where did these Peyton Pritchard minutes come into his brain? And I'm not even kidding. Where did this come from? I have not seen this guy for a minute in any important game in the playoffs. But against the Heat, he decides to pull him out. So you've ditched Grant Williams. Derek White lost some confidence in the last series, so you're kind of pulling him. Derek White was a huge factor in why they beat the Heat in certain games. Now, was Jimmy hunting the matchup? Yes. To me, Joe Mazzulla is so simple-minded, and I'm not trying to shit on the guy. He is so simple-minded that I think it's better to play Peyton Pritchard than it is to have Derek White out there on Jimmy. I'm not kidding. I literally think he's that simple-minded. And I'm not trying to disrespect the guy, okay? I mean, it sounds like, I'm doing what they did with Bam. That's what I'm doing. I'm fucking disrespecting this guy and act like I'm not. But I just don't understand that. Grant Williams is the perfect player to play against us. To have a small lineup, Grant Williams is perfect. Grant Williams has been put to the end of the bench. Stashed. We got fucking Marcus Smart looking like John Stockton. We had... I'm not trying to bitch about the refs. Did y'all see all the shoulder bumps that were going on? I've never seen a Heat team or a Heat game where we didn't take a charge or two on those. And it's not just now. I was noticing a little bit in the Philly series, but it wasn't as prevalent as it is now. There was one play where Caleb Martin was going backwards. And Caleb is a strong guy. I don't know why I was about to say I hate talking like Obama. That would have started a fucking ruckus. I hate when I'm doing this. I hate when I'm starting to do the presidential speech and I don't know why. Yeah, I just believe Joe Mazzulla is already making simplistic mistakes. And I'm not going to be the guy to sit here and go, yo, I know better X and O's than Joe Mazzulla. I would never say that. I wouldn't. But when this happened to Doc Rivers a lot with the 76ers and the Philly fans. When common fans, just dudes sitting on the couch and go, hey, yo, why is this bench lineup running with no starter in it? And you don't correct that. And when you correct it in the playoffs, you realize your full potential, or when guys are hurt on the bench and you have to play a starter and you don't lose that 18-point lead, get it cut by 11 in 3 minutes. When you start realizing that, and the fans have been saying it for a couple of years, that's a bad thing. So for months, all I've seen is Boston Celtic people just pointing out mistakes by Joe Mazzulla. So I think there's definitely something real to that. And let's not act like every coach who ever goes against Eric Spoelstra is not a fucking mismatch, okay? Let's not sit here and go, it's a coaching mismatch. When is it not? When has it not been a coaching mismatch with Eric? No, never. So why did I just address him on a first-name basis? I'm going crazy. That was insane. Spo, sorry. My bad if you ever see this. I was very unfazed by how bad the Celtics looked when it got to crunch time. I have a clip from my podcast a year ago in the finals. I'm not going to clip it. I'll post the tweet. I talk about how bad they are in clutch time because, like I said, when Marcus Smart gets going, he thinks he's the guy. And I was surprised he didn't do it last night, but he was in a passing mood. I want aggressive Marcus Smart on the offensive end. I called for that in the Eastern Conference preview I recorded on Sunday. Now, I released it tonight, the same night I'm releasing this, but yeah, I was baffled he was diming us up. I've never seen him play like this. But if we get aggressive Marcus Smart, which I have a feeling, and not even a feeling, I know him. I've watched him too many playoff series. I've watched him too many games because I dislike the team so much. I know when he's going to try to ball. He thinks they need more offensive juice because his guys didn't show up as they combined for 50 points. He's that guy. So I can't wait for that. And I also brought up am I just tooting my own horn? I brought up the way we found something in that Knicks series and even in the Bucks series, but really in the Knicks series when Mitchell Robinson was getting all this hype, you saw the matchups with the bigs, right? You saw Kevin Love boxing out Mitchell Robinson and having Bam as a roamer. And now I think that's what's affecting Boston's defense. Because if you're guarding Bam now, this is the difference in the offense with Bam too. I forgot to get to. I may have taken a Delta 9 edible, okay? I may have, all right? May. This is the difference with Bam this year, right? He had a lot of times last year where he has a mismatch. He wasn't looking for the ball, and if he was, it wasn't like that last night. That dude had Jason Tatum on the block and was just like, give me the fucking rock. I want to go in his chest. And every time he had a mismatch, it felt like Bam was scoring. And a couple of those misses, I think he went 9 for 13. And I wanted more shots from him at that point. Okay, I was making sure my stats are right. Yes, he went 9 of 13, and I wish he would shoot more, give me more volume. But at the end, towards the third quarter, it was really a 3-point barrage fest that was set up running the offense through Bam, and obviously, I can't mention 22 enough. I can't mention Jimmy enough. He's what we are. We are him. He is us. Right? That was the most Spo answer ever. It's so cool seeing him get emotional at the podium, too. But yeah, it all runs through Bam, so you can look at the stat sheet all you want. Don't even look at the defense. What is our main action on offense if Jimmy ain't ISOing? 13 is doing something. He's posting up, he's at the elbow, and he's looking around trying to get dribble handoffs, or Dude, a dribble handoff is half of our offense to get our action going. So you can sit there and go, well, Bam isn't really a good offensive player. The whole offense runs through him. So if he's not a good offensive player, why the fuck does he have the ball? But I was really impressed, and I can't be too impressed, but I'm impressed every time. I don't know. I guess I'm just in awe of the Heat and how hard they play every fucking possession, every quarter. The dip off between the I give a damnness from the 76ers to the Heat may have just woke the Celtics up. you would see a bully ball first quarter by the Celtics or the 76ers, and then the next quarter you would you would literally just be like, what the fuck is this? What, they're playing Olay defense. What is happening? You know what I mean? With us, it's more of we're on your body at all times. And that turns into what you saw at the end of the game, right? So let's get to the fourth quarter. Okay, so this is what I got for the last 6 minutes, and then I'm done. Okay, last 6 minutes. 112-105 Heat. Jimmy hits another jumper. I believe it was the pull up on the corner. 114-105. Jason goes to the line. 109-114 with 4:50 left. This is my note. Jimmy is reliable, but we need to go back to moving the ball. That's what I said. And I still believe that because I think it's not about passing the ball and getting somebody else a shot. It's more of other people touching it, then getting it into Jimmy's hands. And I know you want him to have the most time to work with because late in the shot clock, defense can double at some points very quickly. You don't get as much ISO opportunity, enough time, enough space because everybody's scared of everything. They're almost hyper-focused when it's crunch time, right? They may do something that is a contradiction to their basketball instinct just based off the moment that they're in, right? So then you have scrambles and all that. I understand. But pass that ball around because I want people to be ready to shoot the damn ball, all right, if Jimmy's getting doubled, mostly late in the game. And they may start doing that if they're smart. But also when a team's that hot, you don't let them shoot threes. I'm rambling. And then after Jimmy is reliable, but we need to go back to the moving the ball, I put Mermaid commercial has lasted 5 minutes. As a Heat fan, I'm sitting there watching the game. Just watching Halle Bailey, how the fuck you say her name? Chloe's sister. I like her music. I actually do, okay? I'm sitting there, I'm going, okay, this will end. I usually back out, you refresh, right? You just refresh, or you click another channel and then go back and click join live. It goes back live most of the time if you have loading problems. I went back again after the first 12 times, right? I keep going back and it's just refreshing. I've been watching you a long time. I'm like, okay, this is never going to end. I didn't watch The Little Mermaid when I was little. I was watching SportsCenter when I was 5. Humble brag. Maybe we didn't have basic cable, dude. And listen, how would you get ESPN? This lasted for another 17 minutes, right? I reset my Xbox. I do everything in my power to fix this shit. Nothing happened. So I get on my phone to stream. There's 45 seconds left. Jimmy apparently hit a Derek White facial dagger on the 3 into the shot clock. Winked at the bench. Didn't get to see that moment. I didn't get to see the last 4 minutes of a playoff game. I really saw the last 1:30, but it was kind of over. That's what I missed. I missed the super clutch moments until we pull away in the end. My fourth quarter analysis is useless. But, hey man, we got home court advantage. Going to Boston game 2, once again, I will restate my theory. I think Jimmy takes games off after big wins, and it's not completely off. I'm saying he is more capable of letting a game go when it's out of hand than if we were down by 24 yesterday. He would have stayed and played the whole second half. Do you get what I'm saying? He'll take a rest in the third if we're down 17 halfway through the third, even though we did come back twice in the fourth quarter on Milwaukee, double digits. All right, one time down 16, 6 minutes left. We all watched the game. Anyways, thank y'all for listening. I think game 2, expect an explosion from the Boston Celtics, but like I told y'all Heat fans, we got to stay the course. Don't overreact to it. Doesn't mean we're going to get killed if they beat us by 25 the next game, which I don't think will happen, but I think they're going to open up with a huge punch. All right? So brace yourselves. Let's go win a fucking chip. I'm out.